they eat.
Well, welcome, folks, to CHAOS Live. Once again, I'm coming to you somewhere in the world in the United States of America, and David is in his home office, as I assume it is, and we're all getting prepared and ready for a great weekend of drag racing, wrapping up the 2022 Funny Car CHAOS season. David, how's it going for you?
Man, it's going really well. It's been a very, very busy week with all kinds of preparations being made and racers beginning their treks. We've been seeing reports from California and from South Texas and from points all across the country as people are making their way towards the Texas Motorplex. And man, what a lineup we have got this weekend. Can hardly wait to get there and see what all is going on. But man, way over almost 50 funny cars. We had 50 cars entered, and a few folks have had to withdraw. But man, we still going to have one of the largest funny car races in a long, long time. And the Texas Motorplex is gearing up for that Stampede of Speed. And this week, this 10 days coming up, beginning on Thursday, tomorrow night, is really going to be spectacular. Can't wait to see you there and see all of our fans from Funny Car CHAOS Nation making their way out for that trip. Lee, what have you been up to for the last several weeks since our last CHAOS Live and since our last event?
Well, since the last CHAOS Live, I was out there on Hot Rod Drag Week, but that wrapped up, rolled into traveling very quickly back to ZMAX Dragway for the NHRA National event there. Stayed over on Monday and kind of broke the news of Travis Pastrana and him hopping in Scott Palmer's Top Fuel Dragster. It was an interesting day. I think a great day overall for the sport. And then went on to the Midwest Nationals that just wrapped up and assisted with Doug Foley and Buddy Hole. And a lot of folks there, even though it was the Midwest Nationals, they are definitely looking forward to the Texas Stampede of Speed. I had a lot of folks, they recognized my CHAOS jersey, and they're like, man, we're going down there. We can't wait to get down there. We love Funny Car CHAOS. So it doesn't fail, man. Everywhere I go, people know about the CHAOS, and they like the CHAOS.
Well, that's a fact. I've been seeing your reports, and man, you and your vehicle have been getting a lot of mileage across the United States as you are documenting all kinds of events, and of course, there's all kinds of great things to be documenting out there. We'll have a lot of that going on here at Texas Motorplex for the finals. A couple of weeks ago, we had some of our CHAOS Nation and some of our friends out at Amarillo Dragway. We had a Match Race Madness event out there, and got together with some of our old friends and maybe even made some new friends as we were out there for that big event at Amarillo Dragway. As we didn't have a CHAOS event there this year, but they have been working so hard on that facility and have really made some big steps up there. But we had a great event. We had funny cars with Jade Cook and Charles Ware. We had fuel altereds with Keith Jackson and Ray Stringer. We had we had some outlaw dragsters with Buck Woolen Jr. and Rodney Ferguson and had some outlaw door slammers. We had a really good pair of 55 Chevys out there that got together, and Andy Mears, everybody will recognize that name. He's got a beautiful 55, and he was racing just an outstanding car that really put on a show with the car on the back bumper, the beautiful patina 55 Chevy of Manuela Alcorta. And of course, our old buddy Joey Myrick and Steve Sperlin, they were out there with their outlaw altereds. And Smokey Blanton was there. We had Clay Cunningham, and seems like another one, Chance Nicholson and Floyd Stringer racing their injected cars. Oh, a shout out to Sue Stringer, as we're glad to know that she has been able to get home after the unfortunate incident out there at that event. But everybody in CHAOS Nation sending love out there to Alamogordo, New Mexico, and to the Stringer Racing family. And Sue, we're glad that you are doing better. So that's been one of the things on my plate over the last few weeks, and it just continues to be preparation for what promises to be an extraordinary finish to our 2022 season. Spell Paving Services bringing us this season and this event, and of course Kirk Williams has already wrapped up the championship. But these races, for the rest of the top 5 is going to be right down to probably to the last pair of the weekend. It's really, really an exciting time to be involved in Funny Car Chaos. So we've
that it is, David.
I guess we've got a little bit of a delay out there between here and there, Lee. But yeah, we're anticipating Chris Graves being able to plug into the show coming up here at some time during the next 30 minutes or so. And we will anticipate hearing from them. And of course, I know that what's been on his plate as he's let me know his phone really never stops ringing. And of course, he's got all kinds of contacts to make about, it's not about finishing up this final race of the year. And of course, all the things that go with that, lining up the details for Texas Motorplex and the championship finals out there. Of course, not only do we have funny cars, but we've got those Lone Star Forklift Outlaw Fuel Alters that will be in the house too. We've got call outs. We've got more. We'll go over that stuff a little bit later, but I know that we are anticipating hearing from Chris, and who knows, he might have a few words. We've been seeing some dates released for the 2023 schedule, and so Chris may have some information on that. Never know, it might be a Chaos Confidential coming up from him here in just a little while.
Yes, if you want to bring Chris on, he's actually backstage right now, David.
All right. Well, why don't we take a commercial break and let's see if we can get him in.
They eat, sleep, and breathe horsepower. They battle from strip to strip in a quest for the finish line, chasing the ultimate satisfaction, the glory of becoming a champion. It's run what you brung. And it all comes down to this: the Funny Car Chaos and Outlaw Fuel Altered Championship Finals. Join us at the 2nd Annual Stampede of Speed, October 7th and 8th at the historic Texas Motorplex. Presented by Spell Paving, Wulff Pumps, Lone Star Forklift, Vertex Roofing, Performance Motor Coaches, Fat Tire Apparel, and the Red Line Shirt Club.
There he is, coming to us.
Chris, welcome to the show, man.
What's up, boys? How are y'all?
Doing really well.
Yeah, everything's good at the Texas Motorplex, I can assure you that.
Well, that's good. You got, let's see, parking day is tomorrow. Is that right?
Well, it started already, but yeah.
Started a little early.
It's supposed to be tomorrow. They've got, let me tell you, I'm surrounded by things going up. There's being things constructed everywhere. I can see the stage for the show, for the country concerts and stuff from where I'm at. There's people putting up tents and things going on everywhere. They're painting the starting line with some really cool new fresh paint. There's a lot of paving that's been going on. Spell Paving Services has been out here patching up some things and getting ready for the big show. I got probably 8 or 10 racers here already. So things are happening at Texas Motorplex. The Stampede is going to be rocking and rolling this weekend and all next week, man. We got some great weather, and it's going to be a really good time. Everybody's very excited about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was out in the backyard earlier in the day, just looking at the weather and getting a little bit of sun and enjoying it. And boy, it could not be much nicer here in North Texas for racers to come in and spectators and fans and friends to come out as, this Stampede of Speed is really picking up momentum as one of the premier events anywhere, not only in the country, but in the world. But all the things that will be coming up this week. And of course, we get a chance to kick that off. It's really going to be a wild time and a great time.
No doubt. No doubt. There's we're down to 45 funny cars. Most people can't claim they got 4, much less 45, but so we're down to 45 funny cars. We got a season high 16 Outlaw Fuel Altereds. I'm watching 2 pull in right now. The Outlaw Fuel Altered points battle with Jimmy Jones and Keith Zimmer is unbelievable. So, there's I think 14 points separate them right now for the championship in Outlaw Fuel Altered. And I love that because every year the Outlaw Fuel Altered championship literally comes down to the last race almost every single time, and usually comes down to possibly the semis or the final round of that last race. So super excited to watch Outlaw Fuel Altered this weekend, Dirty South Gassers. But, with the concerts, with the racing, we've got our own points battles going on. This is going to be an awesome drag race. There's just no doubt about it. The cool factor is off the Richter scale.
Well, that's you've got announcements that have been coming out about things for 2023, and I know you've got your hands full with, let's just get this one in the books. But I know it's a full-time job there at CHAOS World Headquarters to keep up with all the phone calls and make the plans and so what have you been working on?
Yeah, it's full-time job. There's no doubt. There's a lot of cool stuff going to happen next year. I mean, we've announced some of that. Big announcement yesterday or day before there with the first ever. I haven't come up with a good name for the event yet, but we're calling it the CHAOS Double Down for now. Been talking with Gerald Kramer at Eddyville Raceway for 2 months now about this idea. Obviously, there's a lot to consider with much higher payouts and parking and, run orders and schedules and times and all this stuff. But Eddyville's a fantastic place. Gerald's a fantastic track owner. I think that it's a good location to try to do something like that. So, and at the birthplace of Nitro CHAOS as well. I mean, that was our third highest car count at Eddyville. I believe I had almost 38 funny cars at that race. So looking forward to the CHAOS Double Down there at the end of May. Now, that's a unique event also because it's actually a 2-day race, but it's Saturday and Sunday. We've never done a Saturday and Sunday before, but it's Memorial Weekend, so everybody's got Monday off and stuff, and we're actually going to do a test and tune Friday night with some testing for Funny Car and Nitro CHAOS. So it's really a 3-day race, but what an awesome weekend that's going to be. So very excited about going to Eddyville at the end of May for the CHAOS Double Down. Got everything set up for Baton Rouge. Loved Baton Rouge this year. That was an awesome addition to the CHAOS schedule. Baton Rouge is going to be great again. Very excited to go back down there. What a bunch of great fans. Odessa is going to go back for Odessa. We're going to play the Cinco de Mayo. Maybe have some, maybe we don't know what we're going to do. Me and Gary talk all the time. We're going to have some fun on Cinco de Mayo weekend in Odessa out in West Texas. Then we go to Eddyville. We are going to go to Cordova for the Summer Nationals on Father's Day weekend again. Haven't announced that formally, but you heard it first here now. We are going to go to Cordova Dragway next June again for the Summer Nationals. So a lot of good stuff going on. Got some things cooking for Nitro CHAOS too. Got some other stuff cooking for Funny Car CHAOS. Just can't talk about it yet, but it's all good stuff.
Yeah, it is. And, those hits just keep on coming. Thanks, fans, for tuning in, getting a little bit of a scoop here. A real treat for us tonight, getting a chance for Chris to take a minute away. And he's got some, looks like he's got some good internet coverage out there at the Texas Motorplex, something he doesn't always have wherever he might happen to be. But anyway, so we have, we've been looking through the results and the points and all these kind of things that have led us to where we are. And we're over 80 cars that have scored points thus far in 2022. Just outrageous numbers that have been coming in. And of course, some of the racers get a chance to race all the races, and most of them get a chance to race a handful. But we've got a real battle up at the top for spots 2, 3, 4, and 5, and about 8 or 9 racers in contention with a mathematical shot to make that happen. So I know that the action is going to be hot and heavy on the racetrack as these competitors come on in. And it's kind of hard to imagine going back to September of 2017 that it would have developed into this brand of entertainment that is just making people come from all across the country, all around the world. People are tuning in for the chaos, and boy, it's exciting.
Yeah, it is, man. I mean, you were there for that, and of course, we've done a lot of drag races before that time, and so to do that 2017 race, and that was just supposed to be once. That was a one-time shot. We were just trying to fill a weekend at North Star Dragway with something cool, and here we are. So yeah, it's these racers, and these are sponsors and our racers, and it's an amazing group of people, and they're here for the right reason, and it's we're putting fun at the front, and it's just a special thing we're doing, and it's too much fun sometimes. It's just it's a long break, man. We get burned out at the end of the year. We've done all these races, been driving up and down the road. It's like, okay, thank God it's almost over. But then November 1st, it's like, oh, we got to wait till March, But it's all good. Everybody needs to get a little time off and get recouped and hit it again next summer or next year. And we'll be back out here in March at the Motorplex for the Funny Car Classic. And Lord knows how many funny cars will show up. But it's a great little thing we got going on, and I'm very thankful and blessed to be able to do it and have the people behind us that we do.
Well, and the people behind us, we have got so many extraordinary sponsors that can step up, and they step up again, and they step up more and more, bringing the excitement, the enthusiasm to the series. And I believe that the plan for those who are looking to join Funny Car Chaos, a good time, of course, is there's no bad time to become a part of the chaos. However, I believe there's a plan for you to be up at PRI coming up when that event takes place. Is that coming your way soon?
Yep, I do plan to go. We did go the 2 years before COVID. Missed it last year. But definitely going to go this year. Looking forward to that. Getting to hang out with a lot of our marketing partners. A lot of our racers will be there. So, yep, Chaos will be ripping at PRI for sure. So, looking forward to that.
Well, we're we think that some folks might have an opportunity to get the scoop straight from the founder up there at PRI. So, for those who are planning to be there, and I know that's most everybody in the motorsports racing world, might be a great time to find out about getting on board with Funny Car Chaos for 2023. Well, I keep seeing Lee attempting to get back in. I think I know he's out on the road. He told me somewhere in Alabama, and that's about all he could tell me. It was dark, though.
I think he's at the fried chicken drive-thru, and he just don't want us to see him eating. He's getting dinner right now, so he turned the screen off.
Might be. Well, so we've got Stampede of Speed, and the concert venue is being assembled out there.
Oh yeah, it's right here in the middle of the pits, man. This is the real deal. This is the Rolling Stones type stage, man. This is no joke. This thing's got to be 100 feet tall and 300 feet wide. This is no joke. They're going to rock. My camper's too close to the stage, I'll tell you that. Levi's going to have a hard time going to sleep, but it's going to be a good time. There's nothing but fun going to happen out here for the next 10 days. There's no doubt.
Well, it will be a ball. And, of course, tomorrow night, now the official parking will begin tomorrow, but it's like you said, it's already begun. But tomorrow night, we're going to have the pre-party. And that's going to be over there at Cameron Family Racing at the big tent as usual, I guess.
Yes, sir. They're actually right behind the main stage. I'm looking at Jeff's trailer right now. So we got it all planned out. We're going to have a good pre-party tomorrow night for sure. And Cooper Wade will be playing. And it's going to be a good time, man, tomorrow night for sure. So come join us tomorrow night for the pre-party. That's open for everybody. Fans, crew members, racers, whatever. It don't matter. Come on out and hang out.
And that top end grub from Big Barons it's what's on the menu.
That's right.
And $10 a plate. Just be sure and come on. Like Chris said, it's open to everybody. So go ahead and get your weekend kicked off right on a Thursday night at the pre-party. And, of course, it's going to be racing, wall-to-wall racing Friday and Saturday as we move into CHAOS, the championship finals, not only for Funny Car CHAOS, but for the Outlaw Fuel Altereds. Got word from the Dirty South Gassers, Super Suckers, and Hot Rods that they have got over 30 that are entered coming in. And, of course, that is always a show-stopping bunch of folks. And the party starts for sure when they get in the house. And it continues right up onto the starting line. And so we will look forward to that. Also notice that I believe Old School Back Half is going to join us for some racing there on Saturday. So that's always a great addition to what we've got going on. So
yes, sir. And our boy Ray Kelly's got his jets, man. We're going to run jets. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. It's going to be good. Friday, I mean, if you hadn't called in sick or you ain't planning on it, you're going to miss it. Because Friday, we're running funny cars all day. We run Q1 at 1 o'clock. We run Q2 at 4. So you're going to see I'm going to guess you're going to see 135 passes by a funny car on Friday. And these are legit funny cars from all across the country. So, if you hadn't planned on calling in sick, getting out here for the whole show Friday, it's not just Friday night, it's all day. So there's good stuff going on all day long. And of course, Saturday, we're going to start the race at first round at 1 o'clock p.m. So both days we start at 1 p.m. There's a lot of racing going to happen. So if the sunshine is going to be out and the track's going to be tight, these guys are going to let it rip in this last go.
And that points chase coming down to it with the race for second, third, and fourth and fifth, as Chris Schneider 2 points behind Tom Furchess in third place, and Jeff Cameron 2 points back of there, and then Dustin Bradford and Jordan Ballou, two of them with a mathematical chance to get up into the top five. Man, the racing this year has been close. It's been consistent. It's been consistently excellent. And so I'm just going down this list here with Kirk Williams, Tom Furchess, Jeff Cameron, Chris Schneider, Dustin Bradford, Jordan Ballou, Donald Knobloch, and Clay Cunningham, Smiley Cordero, Chuck Lofton, Jade Cook, and, I could just keep going on with people like Mike Buchanan getting 3 wins this year. And it's just been a groundbreaking season for so many of these racers, and it's coming right down to it, as we say in Texas, it's right getting right down to the cutting. So we are just about to put a ribbon on this season, and man, cannot wait to get things started. Well, as we wait for Lee to plug back in here if he gets a chance to, I just want to thank you for coming on. And I know we don't always get a chance to have you on the show, but man, thanks for all that you're doing behind the scenes. I know it's nonstop, and but CHAOS Nation really appreciates what you continue to bring to the world of drag racing, and particularly the world of Funny Car CHAOS. So thanks very much for plugging in, my friend.
Yeah, man, it's all good. No worries. We're proud to do it, and we're happy to do it. And it keeps me motivated to see people enjoy what we do. To get the feedback from the fans and the racers is what really keeps it going. And we're not trying to rotate the earth here. We're just trying to have fun. So, but people enjoy it, and then it gives these racers a place to be number one on the stage, and it's a good time. So it's all good, man. We appreciate the support very much.
Well, that's so much fun that we've been having. And of course, you set the stage very, very early. Having fun is rule number one, and we've got a great bunch of folks. So the the Nitro sideshow and all that coming up after we're done, coming up early in the week. Going to be a full schedule. We covered that with Christy before, but man, just so many things on the agenda and on the schedule. Let's see, we've got. Let's see. Would you say we got 45 funny cars and 16 outlaw fuel altereds, nitro and alcohol fueled plus turbo and of course we got the nitrous funny car. So once again, we've got everybody that's anybody in Chaos Nation plugging in, whether they can be here in person or whether they're going to be watching it on the live stream on Flow Racing. And of course, we'll be doing the live stream and have that out there for everybody. That's been a tremendous addition, to have the opportunity to visit with the fans on Flow Racing and have that experience brought to a global audience. So just another one of the big things that has been added here in 2022.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Warren Evans and James Armstrong and the live stream team are amazing. They do a really good job. I'm not tooting our horn here, but we got a really good broadcast, and it's better than some of the stuff I see on Flow, and it's coming from two guys. Imagine if we had 4 or 5 people, but James and Warren kill it. The live feed's great. The Flow deal is awesome. When we were sick, I was sick and couldn't make Cordova. I had to watch Funny Car Chaos on my TV, which was super weird, but it was really cool because I got to finally watch the live stream. I never get to watch it. And I was very pleased with it. I mean, Warren works his butt off, and James is out there working that camera all day long, all weekend long. And so the live stream on Flow Sports is great. You're looking forward to more of that next year for sure. And our other media team members, all the photographers are fantastic. Those photos we get every race that we put on Facebook are unbelievable. I mean, I was a photographer for 20 years, so I know how hard it is to get shots like that. And we've got a great media team for sure.
I see posts on Facebook and on social media, and I used to take pictures at the drags when I was a kid with my Kodak Instamatic, and I look at those pictures and I'd love to find some of them actually, because they are people like Raymond Beadle and many, many more that I got to see as a kid. But man, the quality of the picture, you see some captures from the media people that show up at our events on a regular basis. And man, they are frame worthy. And we have got so many great photographers that, with some tremendous captures. And so we appreciate them, and we try to acknowledge them each and every race. But, they can't always hear what's happening because it gets a little loud down there by the wall. But anyway, we very much appreciate what they do and what they bring to the table. So,
that's right.
Well, let's see. I'm thinking of anything else that we need to cover, but while we've still got you here. And once again,
you can see it's getting dark on me.
Yeah, it is.
But I tell you, it's getting real nice out here. So once the racing's done, I tell you, these concerts they got planned are going to be great. You get an amazing show for your ticket money at the Stampede. I mean, whether you're coming for music or you're coming for racing or you like both, it doesn't matter. You're going to get a killer show. The team is ready. They are ready. I've been talking with them all day, following them around, helping them do stuff, and just sitting back, kind of watching them get ready. And they're ready. This is going to be a really awesome event. The Motorplex staff has been working on this obviously for months. I mean, our phone conversation started back in May, right after the race we did in March for this event. So props to Motorplex, props to Chrissy Meyer and DeMarcus and Eric and Ben and everybody at Team Motorplex for the hours and hours they have put in to get ready for this. Thank the good Lord for the forecast. And it's just going to be an awesome weekend. I'm telling you, the Texas Motorplex is where you need to be this weekend. And if you're out of state, hop in the van, bring the camper. We got the back 40 campground waiting on you. We got plenty of good weather. We got plenty of good food. We got plenty of good racing, live music. I mean, it's on. The Stampede is on.
Yeah, it is. Bring your appetite for racing. Bring your appetite for great food as well, because I'm telling you what, some of the when we were there for the Classic, and we had one of the vendors bring some food up to the tower. I kid you not. I was like, where are you? Do you have a place outside the racetrack? Because I need to find you. Right. And so, it's not, it's not just junk food from a concession stand. No, they serve it up right, just like they do everything at the Texas Motorplex. But no matter what type of drag racing you like, whether you like the old school, whether you like the big show, whether you like outlaw door slammer racing, jets, whatever you like. Stampede of Speed has got it, and they've got it in spades, and it's going to be a 10 days worth. And man, I just, it's what time is it? It's Wednesday night sometime, and I know I get to head out that direction tomorrow night for a little while. Can't wait to see everybody. The buzz on social media from people who are planning to be there has been great, and of course the announcement that you talked about, the double down up there at Eddyville, big response from that one, and boy, we cannot wait to see that one. So, well, speaking of seeing things, it's getting to where I can hardly see you, Chris.
Yeah, it's getting. I need Ray Kelly to go fire up his jet real quick.
Yeah, well, that would be a first on CHAOS Live.
Hey, we've been known to do things first, haven't we?
We have. We even got a little scoop released tonight. But anyway, Lee, are you trying to get back on here somewhere?
He's still licking his fingers, man. I'm telling you.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna cut off of here, and Dave, I think you can rock and roll. Hopefully, Lee will come back. I'm not real sure how to work a live stream. That's why I pay all the big bucks to you guys. Right.
There's Lee. Hey, Chris, thanks. Right. Thanks a bunch.
I'll see y'all later.
All righty. Well, there's that Monday morning racer trying to get in here and trying to work his way through the internet connection roadside. But man, talk about a great season and a great addition to Funny Car Chaos. The pit reporting that has been done by Lee Craft all through the season, and of course he's got his own show, the Monday Morning Racer, and you see him on quite a few other media outlets out there in the land of the internet, and he's producing content and bringing great things to us with CHAOS Live, with his reports from the pits, all of that adding more information to a very interested and hungry Chaos Nation wanting to find out what's going on with the series. So Lee, can you hear me?
Yes, David, I can hear you, and I appreciate that. It's all hacking away out here with whatever I can. I should have just came down the street and actually found signal at the drag strip. I know where I'm at in Alabama now. I'm at Steele, Alabama, across the street at Love's, the entrance of Alabama International Dragway, which I've had good success in the past, and they're actually running tonight. I should just went to the drag strip and got internet and signal. That's what I should have done. The first attempt at internet I thought was a good one because almost every McDonald's has Wi-Fi, but StreamYard, great program. It's what we use to do these and have the commercials come in and out and guests and all that. Well, they're very much up to their security because the connection was open and they're like, nope, you can't use it. So I've been managing the show behind the scenes while y'all were talking and literally driving down Interstate 59, I believe is what I'm on.
Well, I tell you what, it certainly helps to be flexible when you're in the media business and you're going to places where internet is sometimes spotty. A lot of times drag strips are not known for the best phone connections and wireless and internet connections. So I know you've built up your experience level on finding signal by traveling all across the country. Well, I'm surely glad that we can at least hear you. Did you catch all the information that Chris shared with us there?
I caught a lot of it, and I know he dropped a little bit about the schedule, and it is exciting, and we're expecting a whole lot more. And be on the outlook. I've been talking with him. May very well do another live and have a big full reveal of the schedule, and have track people involved and media people involved, and just make it a big deal because Funny Car Chaos is a big deal. We're the only outlaw funny car series in the world. We're the only one doing it the way that it's being done, and it should be played up as big as it truly is. And we are unique, and it should be showcased as such. And I think what is ahead of us for 2023 is even another step above 2022. And we've had an awesome year. And I think Chaos has even marched forward that much more.
Couldn't agree with you more. And I'm still as giddy and excited about hearing the new things that are coming down the pike and meeting the new racers and seeing all the spy shots from, every drag racing fan shares one of the things that we have always loved is like what's coming. In Carcraft magazine, you had the column called The Straight Scoop, and you had bits from the pits and Drag Illustrated, and all the drag racing magazines always featured a page or two, sometimes more, but always something about new cars that are being built here and there. And I used to wonder about that when they would say, you'd see a car on the jig if you happen to know where a chassis shop was, and you'd see a car on the jig and you'd ask questions about it, and they would never tell you whose car it was. It was like it was some deep, dark secret. But we've always had that desire to know. Drag Racing Online, Jeff Burke and his organization, and Competition Plus, and they've always got something about what's next, what's coming up, because we're very interested in knowing what's happening. And the excitement level has never diminished when it's come to this. From the first time in September of 2017, when it became apparent that we were onto something here, we just continue to enjoy meeting people. The Raw Valley group is coming across from California. Of course, they spent a couple of years back home in Sweden as they didn't have the opportunity to stay here and race because there wasn't any racing going on with COVID for a period of time, except in certain venues. And with them being based domiciled in California, during that particular time, there was not anything as far as racing that they could do. So them, plus we've got racers from all across the states that are coming in, and of course our great fans around the world tuning in to CHAOS Live and tuning into Flow when we broadcast the events. We really appreciate that. It means a lot to us. But I'm still as excited today as I was the first day, maybe even more so, because there's just so much to get excited about. And so we're anticipating the reaching out to people that we have established relationships with over this last, what is this? This is the 6th year there's been one. There's just one the first year, but this is the 4th year of a point series. And we had the single event in 17, the 4 events with no points in 18. So, this is getting to be some people that are longtime friends that will be lifetime friends. We absolutely love that part of this deal.
That's what happens in racing, David. You create great relationships, and it definitely is a family in and all of itself. And, for those that do watch Flow, bear with Warren, James. They do a great job, but the streaming is all dependent on signal. Just like me popping in and out tonight, it is all dependent on signal. And as you mentioned earlier, some of these tracks, well, they don't even have internet, and we're actually using cell phone signal to try to stream an entire broadcast. And sometimes it doesn't work. We had an issue at Eddyville, and I will say this about the stream team with Funny Car Chaos: it doesn't happen anywhere else as it does at Funny Car Chaos. The stream went down. Warren had to work to get it back. All of round 1 of qualifying was lost. But he was able to take what was saved off the cards and put it back up on the air before the 2nd round of qualifying. And I can tell you right now, David, that's not happening on any other stream anywhere.
Well, we, Chris alluded to it, and we mention it frequently, that we know we've got the A team involved with bringing the stream to our audience, and just can't say enough about the commitment and dedication of James and Kathy on the cameras, and on Warren Evans making sure that the signal gets out. And so attaboys to them, kudos and thanks. We are most appreciative, and the folks out there are good to let us know when there's a problem, and that gives them the opportunity to correct it. And for when it's at all possible, it will be coming across well, and it will be fixed and as made as good as it can be given the signal. Like you said, it's all dependent upon signal, but the innovation that Warren's experience allows him to put into practice really makes a big difference, and we're super happy to have the team that we do.
So, David, who do you think is going to win this thing? A field. Who wins the finals?
Man, I tell you what, there's so many hot, fast cars. However, one of the things that has almost always been the case is that the consistent performers who are able to put it down 3 times in a row in that limited time frame, you'd be kind of crazy to bet against Kirk Williams. There's plenty of stout cars in there that could find themselves in the winner's circle. I know Kyle Smith is one of the strongest alcohol funny cars in the country, and with them being there, that's someone that always has to rank right up there near the top. And of course, we've got more cars that have we're wondering about Corey Mack, and we haven't seen the car run. We don't know too much about its performance potential. Some more competitors like the Bushwhacker Jody Austin, as he has finally parked the Altered, and he's got that Nitro Funny car, and he's wanting to turn the wick up on that because he loves racing all out. So if he can put down 3 all-out runs, he's certainly got the performance potential to find himself in the winner's circle. Sometimes he races a little short-handed, so perhaps that's a little bit of a tall order. But you got the Blue Max, you got the Nitro Relapse, and I could go on. But even odds are that Kirk Williams closes out the season with another win in the A field.
I think those are good odds, but Kirk has had the Motorplex be an Achilles heel to him and his program when they have shown up. He gets another crack at it, different conditions, though still good conditions, and we'll be interested to see what they're able to do. I know they want to put that cherry on top of the championship for sure and seal the deal and step away with another win in a field competition, which would make it for the points paying events that if they win out, they would only have 2 that they didn't win over the year. That's phenomenal. They have had such a good year, and it almost would be a shame for them not to finish it up with a win at the Motorplex. But if I'm not mistaken, Tuttle's on the list, so that Nitro Bandit, well, they were supposed to be in that final round, but they couldn't make the turnaround at the Classic. I'm sure they feel like that one got away, and I imagine they want to go all the way to the final and win it this time.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one too. Certainly showed up in low ET, quickest, fastest car on the property. Just weren't able to return for the final round. So again, it all comes down to, can you get the turn made? You got 2 hours between rounds. If you can you make the turn? Can you have the car ready to come back to the staging lanes and fire up? If they can, they certainly have got the punch with which to get to the winner's circle.
So what else in the competition do you think we might see? I mean, we have the B, C, D fields, a lot of competition that we're going to be looking at. Who do you think might be a standout in some of the other fields? Maybe someone that we haven't seen in a while or at all?
Well, one of the competitors that called his shot on our last show, Tim Cullinan, he intends to qualify well and win the Alky Digger B field. And he came in and he got a win up there at Eddyville, and they just had a ball. But that car was, it was basically running exactly what they told it to. They would amp up the tune up a little bit, and Kirk Williams there. That's the plan. All right, yeah. But so Tim Cullinan has called his shot. He's anticipating a successful outing. for the B, C, and D, there are so many cars that the likelihood of someone who normally runs B field actually qualifying and being in the C field or perhaps even the D field, that those odds go way up. And so up at the top of the points, you're looking at Furches, Schneider, Cameron, Ballou, and Bradford. Those 5 certainly are going to be looking to go rounds. Don't be surprised if you see them, because of the number of cars that we have and the track conditions that will exist at the Motorplex. Watch those watch the Wulff Pumps C field and the Performance Motor Coach D field, in addition to the Alky Digger B field, the Performance Motor Coach D field. Watch those classes, because some of your more consistent competitors are actually going to be winding up qualifying in those B, C, D classes. And the points are the same. You come into the event, you get 10 points to show up, you get 5 points for each qualifying run that you make. And then you get points on where you qualify. So qualifying number 1 in the C field is 7 points better than qualifying number 8 field. So they're going to be watching their times. They're going to be trying to dial those cars exactly where they need to be for maximum points. So I'm anticipating probably 4 of these 8 qualifying in the C or D field and making their runs from there. But the racing is going to be outstanding in all 4 categories. 32 cars qualifying once again here at the Motorplex. And, that's almost getting to be a trend.
Yes, I was speaking with Larry Dixon on my show last week, and Funny Car Chaos came up, and I mentioned to him, I'm like, where are all these funny cars coming from? I didn't know there was that many to come out of the woodwork to participate in Funny Car Chaos, but that is what Chris Graves and Tara Graves and the whole gang has been able to create, as a place where people can go race and do funny car racing in particular and be competitive, no matter if it is A, B, C, or here lately, even D fields that we've had at many of the races so far. And I agree with you. I think that A field is going to look so drastically different at this coming event. It will push back B field cars into the C field and so on and so on. There are those I do feel definitely need to end and close out the year with a good race. I think some of those are like Jade Cook. They have not had the year that I think they were expecting, and definitely not the year that they had desired. They need to finish out with a good race. And there's many others like that. David, who do you think stands out in that category of maybe not quite the year they wanted, but this is a last moment in 2022 for some redemption and end on a high note?
One of the competitors that started off the year in the final had an opponent red light and then had that win, but gave it back by crossing the center stripe. So that right there was one of those very unusual situations that happens. Dustin Bradford has made his way consistently to every event. He and Larry and Zach and that American Dream team, they have been to a final round, and they would really love to be able to consistently deliver those 3-second performances like they have put on the board on occasion. And that is a team that would really like to come into the Motorplex and finish it strong with a very, very consistent performance. Another team that we haven't seen much of, that we got a chance to see them do pretty well up at MoCan, Nitro Nick Polison and Chuck Lofton. That 2-car Lofton team now, they showed flashes of brilliance up there at MoCan. As it's been a challenging year for the Mach 1 and the Firebird of Chuck Lofton, but the 2 heads are better than one scenario seems to be working in their favor. So team motivation with Bucket List and motivation, whichever they run, whether they run the Firebird or whether they run the Mustang, those two competitors on that same team are subject to get it together and lay down 3 consistent passes. And I know that they would really relish the opportunity to put both of those cars in the money in the final. That would be a great way to finish the year after a very challenging 2022 for Chuck and Angie, and 2021 also had its challenges too. So that's a team that is certainly one of the favorites out there that would really like to demonstrate that consistency that carried them so far in previous years.
Well, David, look, as we get towards the end of the 2022 season, this last remaining final event at the Texas Motorplex, who do you think is going to go in the off season and come back out swinging in 2023? What are you hearing? What's the beat on the streets, as it were, of people building some funny cars to come out in 2023, challenge Kirk Williams in a championship, and who is out there, putting up the chatter that, hey, we're going to have something for that guy?
Well, I tell you, you won't find a lot of people chattering about, I'm going to come out and whoop you in 2023. I haven't heard zero of that. However, there is a guy with very quiet confidence that is bringing a very nice funny car into the fray in 2023 as they bid a fond farewell after an unfortunate situation in the cornfield at Eddyville Raceway Park. And, of course, I'm talking about Dave Gallegos and Team Nitro Clown, as they have got a car that they picked up at TSR, and they are putting that dude together for what should be an incredible assault on the Funny Car Chaos Championship Series in 2023. So that is certainly one. But there are, there's cars. I keep seeing cars for sale. Well, I don't think they're retiring. You see the Mad Max team up in Valparaiso, Indiana, Hill Bunch, as they've got that beautiful Mustang, and now they've purchased John Umlauf's Mass Chaos car, the Monza, that was at the original Funny Car Chaos event. It changed hands and went to Rolla, Missouri with Umlauf, and that car won the World Fuel Altered Nationals in altered trim, and won Funny Car Chaos at Eddyville in funny car trim, and also won the Fuel Altered versus Pro Mod versus Fuel Altered Showdown. And then another one, of course, is Keith Zimmer, like Chris Graves is mentioning there. Chris Graves telling us that, reminding us that Keith Zimmer, who has really put up extraordinary performances in Lone Star Forklift Outlaw Fuel Altered, got the championship last year, and he's in a duel with Jimmy Jones, 4-time champion in Fuel Altereds, to see who is going to be. So those are some of the names that come to mind. But you know what? I don't know anybody that is planning to hang it up. It seems like there's a whole lot of folks that are bringing back their same car with the improvements that their budget will allow them to make. And, again, consistency and making all the runs is what gets you the points in Funny Car Chaos, is being at the events, making all the qualifying runs, and getting yourself in a field. That consistency is what brings you the opportunity to finish top 5.
David, it's going to be an exciting off season. We've got an exciting race ahead of us at the Texas Motorplex. I'm looking forward to getting there tomorrow and diving in, getting the stories and telling the stories on the Flow Racing broadcast presented by Larice Motorsports Insurance, and getting it all out there on Facebook and YouTube as well. And a lot of exciting things coming up for the series. I know Chris mentioned PRI, and again, continuing to find more partners and continuing to grow Funny Car Chaos. It's exciting that people are invested in Funny Car Chaos the way that they are, and I believe it is growing. You have seen it for years now. I have seen it myself this year that people come, they race, they're like, wow, this is drastically different than I thought it was going to be, and this was a great time, and they come back and they start out with 1, 2, 3 races, and then they're running for a championship, and that seems to continue to be a growing thing in Funny Car Chaos. And I think a great example of that is look at Mr. Knoblauch all the way from Washington, along with a guy on the West Coast with, in Jeff Deal. They have participated all year long in the points chase, and that has been very cool to see.
It has, and that's a perfect example. When a racer knows they're appreciated and that the promoter and the series wants them to be there and treats them like that, like they were treated in 2021. They had everything. They had a Murphy's Law trip from Washington down to Texas, had the trailer catch fire, and barely got there in time to make one qualifying run, and pulled up, did the burnout, and the parachutes came out. Well, because CHAOS allows you to regroup, and as long as the session is not over and you didn't take a tree, if you can make it back to the starting line, you can still get your your run in for qualifying and have a chance to make the field. Well, that's practically unheard of, but it's normal how we do business at Funny Car Chaos. So the opportunity to see them race a couple of times last year and then race the whole season this year after a big victory, at the Motorplex at the Classic, that's one of those bucket list items that's going to be on a whole lot of people's list is to say they won the Classic at the Texas Motorplex at the beginning of the season in Funny Car Chaos. Well, Don Knoblauch got that done. He's already checked that off the list. And so they carried on racing through the season, and that team has put up an admirable performance. And we certainly hope that we'll get a chance to see that beautiful Atomic Punk joining the rest of our Funny Car Chaos family and racing again in 2023 for what promises to be another outstanding year.
Outstanding it will be. I can't wait to get to 2023 and get back on the beat with Funny Car Chaos, with you, David, with Chris, with Warren, James, everybody that is and what makes up Chaos. I can't wait to do it again. And we're going to do Chaos Live again as well. We are not done with being this upcoming, the last race of the season, and we plan on continuing Chaos Live throughout the off season, bring you some interesting content, talk to some interesting people, not just drivers, but beyond in the world of chaos. You never know who might be here at Chaos Live. But David, we've got near the end of this particular installment. Anything else from the voice of chaos?
Man, we've covered an awful lot of things. You're going to get a chance to see some people bringing some cars down here this weekend. I think I saw that Joe Gallegos is bringing his Nostalgia Top Fuel car down here from Kansas. The field in Dirty South Gassers, Super Stalkers, and Hot Rods, they have got even more new blood to join that regular crowd of superstars. And it's just going to be one of the most incredible weekends that you have yet to experience. So I want to truly invite everybody to come on out and bring your family. We take a lot of pride in having a family-friendly environment that you could bring your kids, you could bring your grandparents, and it would all be something that they would enjoy. And so come on out for a good time. It's going to be a blast. You mentioned that we'll continue to do Chaos Live through the off season. That'll be an opportunity for us to talk with some more of the racers, maybe find out some of that Chaos Confidential type stuff on who's building the cars and who's planning to make a big run for the championship in 2023. You'll see and hear a lot of that there. And of course, as the news breaks, you'll find it here on Chaos Live. So to each and every one of you out there in Chaos Nation, we want you to know how much we appreciate you being a part of what we love to do. And we hope to meet you at the races, and we can't wait to shake your hand.
You all have a good night. Chaos Live, sounding off.
Good night, everyone.
Spell Paving Services provides professional customer service and performance for your next industrial or large-scale private paving project. From parking lots, roads, and driveways to seal coat, chip seal, concrete, and asphalt, there's no job too big for the team at Spell Paving Services. Serving a 500-mile radius from Dallas-Fort Worth, Spell Paving Services has you covered. Call 214-384-3056 to get a competitive quote today and tell them the CHAOS sent. They eat, sleep, and breathe horsepower. They battle from strip to strip in a quest for the finish line, chasing the ultimate satisfaction, the glory of becoming a champion. It's run what you brung. And it all comes down to this: the Funny Car Chaos and Outlaw Fuel Altered Championship Finals. Join us at the second annual Stampede of Speed, October 7th and 8th at the historic Texas Motorplex. Presented by Spell Paving, Wulff Pumps, Lone Star Forklift, Vertex Roofing, Performance Motor Coaches, Fat Tire Apparel, and the Red Line Shirt Club.